There's something special about Colorado. Everyone that resides or visits here knows it. From the endless prairie to the rushing snowmelt nourishing an unexpected burst of wildflowers, to the summit of a peak where one truly feels on top of the world, our state has countless treasures, and so many of them began with our open lands. It only makes sense that many of our state's great leaders are also deeply reverential toward these wide open lands and all the benefits they provide. It is to honor these individuals that Colorado Open Lands created its Champions of the Land Award. In the award's inaugural year, we would like to honor two gentlemen who have made their mark in some of Colorado's most treasured institutions, in the arts, in the press, and in education. William Dean Singleton and Daniel L. Ritchie have shown the type of transformational leadership by which we at Colorado Open Lands are so inspired. And they have demonstrated that leadership through the care and stewardship of Colorado's treasured landscapes. Dean Singleton began his newspaper career at the age of 15 as a part-time reporter in his hometown of Graham, Texas, and bought his first newspaper at age 21. Later in his career, he co-founded Media News Group and served as chairman and CEO. The group publishes 64 daily newspapers and more than 100 non-daily publications in 12 states. Since his retirement last year, Mr. Singleton is enjoying the opportunity to spend more time on his Colorado ranches in Grand County and Jackson County.
My love of lands came from birth. My grandfather bought a ranch in Texas in 1906, and he died in 1929, and my father quit school to save the ranch when he was 12. And I was born there and spent the first 17 years of my life there. And it's in my genes. I grew up on a ranch and was probably destined to be a rancher. We live in perhaps the most beautiful state in the land in Colorado, and we are blessed with some of the most beautiful scenery and most beautiful land on the planet. Somebody left it to us, and we've been able to enjoy the beauty, and we have an obligation to leave that to generations that come after us. We have our ranches under conservation easement, and it's done so that we can assure, so that I can assure that 500 years from now, people will get to see the same thing I see today. And if we don't do that, we'll lose it. And we can't afford to lose that because it's a treasure that Colorado has. It's so unique to us. We must preserve it for generations to come.
Daniel L. Ritchie has served as chairman and CEO of the Denver Center for the Performing Arts since 2007. Prior to that, he was chairman of the board of the University of Denver for 2 years and chancellor for the previous 16. Ritchie was CEO of Westinghouse Broadcasting for 8 years before moving to Colorado in 1987. The move to Colorado capped a career of nearly 30 years spent in executive positions with MCA Inc. and Westinghouse. He holds both undergraduate and MBA degrees from Harvard.
My love of the land really started when I was 5 years old with my grandfather in the mountains of North Carolina. He had a cabin way up in the wilderness at a time when there were no tourists, and we would go for long hikes, and we would see gorgeous country. And there is something about gorgeous country that does things to you. You know, you're a different person than if you grew up in the city. I've lived in New York City, I've lived in Los Angeles, and I prefer Colorado. And it's because of the people here. That's what brought me here and made me want to come back the first time. The people here are different, and I think it's the result of our surroundings, our mountains, and what it does for us and with us. What I'd planned to do is to bequeath the land to the University of Denver when I died, but I decided I shouldn't wait till I'm dead to do this because the need is there, and I have confidence that they would do it well, but I should enjoy that too. So I decided to do it. I'm glad I did it. The land is in good hands.
It is these two gentlemen and their incredible careers that impress us intellectually. It is their deep love of the land that inspires us and touches our hearts.
I'm honored to receive the Champions of the Land Award with my friend Dan Ritchie.
It's really a pleasure for me to be in the same team as Dean Singleton again.
Thank you for being our inaugural Champions of the Land.